Good morning. I'm Pastor Corby Johnson, and it is my pleasure to bring to you this morning, or this afternoon or evening, whenever you're watching, a devotion in the Proverbs. Today's Friday, February 18th, and we are on Proverbs 30, verses 24 through 28. Now, yesterday we looked into the first portion of this proverb, a servant who becomes king. Today we're going to examine a godless fool who gets plenty to eat. Interesting phrase, isn't it? Not just a godless fool, but a godless fool who gets plenty to eat. Under 3 things the earth trembles. Under 4 it cannot bear up. Imagine the foolishness of a person who does not believe that there's a God who loves them and calls them to do great and wonderful things. This person being the same person who does not want to work to provide food for self or family. It's not that the work is not available. It's not that the person is incapable. It's just that the person has chosen an idle life and is always looking to others to provide for them. Just imagine. As an activity, I want you to think about what kind of things can you do, but you choose to have other people do the work. Is it just something tedious, or is it something labor intense? Is it work over your level of education, or as they say, over your pay grade? What is it about things that you do not like to do? As an action, sometimes not doing things that you do not like to do is just plain lazy. But other times, it can give you an opportunity to help someone else without making them feel like they are not a valuable part of society. There's a lot of that, isn't there? And for a multitude of reasons, people end up in a position where they need help. And I always like the phrase, give them a hand up, not a hand out. Well, we do give handouts because sometimes it's just absolutely necessary, but to give someone a hand up, to just imagine putting your hand toward that person, holding their hand and helping them up. Now, in my mind, I thought of someone who had fallen, and I would reach down and help them up and say words of encouragement and find out if they are hurt and where they're hurt and how I can help. Well, a hand up is always a kind thing, whether it's someone who's fallen and been hurt, someone who's lost a job, someone who's lost a family member, someone who is just plain anxious and depressed. Friends, the scriptures are just as valuable today as they were yesterday, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. These speak to us at every level of education, at every age, and at every station in life. So today, under 3 things the earth trembles, under 4 it cannot bear up. Today, a godless fool who gets plenty to eat. Think about that, and maybe instead of pointing to someone else being the godless fool, remember those other 3 fingers are pointing right back at you. Something to think about for today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on Monday.